Saying no to drugs is not just a decision, it is a powerful declaration that you value your life, your dreams, and your future. Drugs may appear tempting at first, promising relief from stress, pain, or emotional struggles. They are often presented as a way to escape reality or feel accepted in a group. But the truth is, drugs are a lie. They are a trap disguised as comfort, a thief dressed as a friend. They don't fix your problems, they hide them temporarily and come back with more. The moment you take that first step into substance abuse, you start walking away from everything you were meant to become. Drugs can destroy your health, your mind, and your relationships. They damage your brain, cloud your judgment, weaken your body, and over time, take away your ability to feel happiness without them. They separate you from your family and friends and from your goals and passions. The people who care about you, your parents, siblings, teachers, and even your future self are silently begging you to choose the better path. Every addiction starts with one choice, but so does every victory. Choosing to say no is the first step toward building a strong, successful life. When you say no to drugs, you say yes to control. You say yes to focus, to education, to clear thinking, and to true happiness. You give yourself the chance to grow into someone powerful, someone who can overcome hardship and lead others. You become a leader by example, a symbol of strength in a world full of pressures and distractions. Peer pressure may try to shake your resolve, but remember, true courage is walking your own path, even when others are going the wrong way. Life is not easy. There will be struggles. But the answer is never in drugs. The answer is within you, your discipline, your dreams, your purpose. Channel your pain into progress. Turn your stress into motivation. Let your failures teach you and your success inspire others. You are capable of greatness. Don't trade that greatness for a temporary high. You are not alone. There is help, there is hope, and there is always a way forward. Talk to someone. Reach out. Focus on your goals. Spend time with people who believe in you. Learn new skills. Find passion in art, music, sports, or service. Fill your life with meaning so there's no room for destruction. Say no to drugs, not because someone told you to, but because you know your worth. Because you deserve a life filled with love, strength, and success. Because your future is too bright to be dimmed by darkness. Choose life. Choose dreams. Choose greatness. Say no and keep saying it every single day. Chapter 1. The hidden face of drugs. Drugs don't come knocking dressed as danger. They often show up in moments of fun, friendship, or frustration, wearing the mask of relief, excitement, or belonging. The hidden face of drugs is that they rarely look dangerous at first. They might be passed around at a party, offered as a solution to stress, or disguised as something harmless and casual. But behind every tempting offer is a shadow, a silent trap waiting to tighten its grip. They don't always come from shady streets. Sometimes they're found in schools, among peers, in music videos, or even prescribed by someone trusted, blurring the line between treatment and trouble. The danger lies in how normal they're made to seem, how popular culture glamorizes them, and how society sometimes turns a blind eye until it's too late. People fall not because they're weak, but because they're unaware of the full cost, because nobody told them that behind that quick escape lies a deep, dark prison. The first time may feel like control, but the next few times start writing a different story, one of craving, dependence, and emotional breakdown. The hidden face of drugs is that they pretend to help while silently dismantling your confidence, your health, your relationships, and your goals. And by the time the truth becomes clear, many find themselves too deep, too lost, or too ashamed to ask for help. That is why awareness is everything. That is why we must uncover the lie and speak truth with courage. Drugs are not cool. They are not freedom. They are a slow poison with a pretty cover. The hidden face of drugs may be attractive, but the reality behind the mask is destruction, and the only way to beat it is to see it for what it truly is and say a powerful, permanent no. Chapter 2. The science of destruction. To truly understand why drugs are dangerous, we must look beyond the surface and into the science, into what they do to the brain, body, and soul. Drugs hijack the brain's reward system, flooding it with chemicals like dopamine that create temporary pleasure while damaging natural balance. Over time, the brain stops producing these feel-good chemicals on its own, and the user begins to depend entirely on the drug just to feel normal. This creates a vicious cycle of craving and dependence where the person no longer takes drugs to feel good, they take them to avoid feeling empty, sick, or broken. Physically, drugs weaken the immune system, damage the heart, liver, lungs, and brain, and accelerate aging. They destroy sleep patterns, appetite, and concentration. Mentally, they increase anxiety, depression, paranoia, and suicidal thoughts. But perhaps the worst part is the emotional destruction. They numb your ability to feel joy naturally, break your ability to focus, damage your memory, and isolate you from the people who care about you. Addiction is not a weakness, it's a rewiring of the brain that makes quitting incredibly hard, but not impossible. The science shows us that the longer someone uses, the deeper the grip becomes and the more help they need to escape. That's why prevention is key. Understanding the science helps us see that drugs are not just a bad habit, they are a chemical attack on your future, your mind, and your willpower. Every time you use, you give up a part of yourself to something that doesn't love you back. Drugs don't ask for permission, they take. They don't fix, they break. And no matter how strong you are, the longer you play with them, the more they destroy. Knowledge is power. The more we understand the science of destruction, the more empowered we become to choose life, strength, and healing over harm. Chapter 3: Dreams in Danger. Every dream begins with a spark, an image of what your life could be, filled with purpose, achievement, and pride. But drugs are dream killers in disguise, creeping in slowly, quietly, until they snuff out that spark before it ever becomes a flame. The student who once dreamed of becoming a doctor now skips classes, chasing highs instead of knowledge. The athlete with raw talent loses focus, discipline, and strength. The artist who once painted with passion now struggles to find clarity or feel inspired. Drugs don't just steal time, they steal vision. They blur the future until you forget what you were fighting for. They rob you of motivation, energy, and belief in yourself. Every dose taken is a step away from your goals, and every high comes with a cost you may not see right away. Opportunities pass by, trust is broken, grades drop, jobs are lost, and ambition fades. The danger isn't always sudden, it builds slowly, wrapping itself around your future like chains. Dreams die not just from failure, but from silence, from neglect, from choosing the temporary over the meaningful. People who fall into addiction rarely planned it. It often begins with just once, but that once becomes a habit, and that habit becomes a lifestyle that buries every dream you once held dear. You were born to do something great, to rise, to change the world in your own unique way. That greatness is still in you, but drugs will do everything they can to bury it. If you want your dreams to live, you must protect them like treasure, because they are. Your talent, your future, your life goals cannot survive in the same space as addiction. The two cannot coexist. So choose your dream. Fight for it. Protect it. And say no to anything that threatens to take it away. Say no to drugs, not because you're afraid, but because you have something too valuable to lose. Chapter 4: Family, Friends, and Fallout. The impact of drug use doesn't stop with the individual, it ripples out, shaking the very foundation of families, friendships, and communities. Behind every person struggling with drugs, there are parents whose hearts break in silence, siblings who feel abandoned, and friends who don't know how to help. Families often endure a slow erosion of trust and love, watching helplessly as someone they cherish drifts further away, caught in the grip of addiction. The emotional toll is immense: anger, disappointment, fear, and grief mixed together in homes once filled with laughter. Friends may turn away, unsure if they can be part of the struggle or afraid of being dragged down themselves. Relationships strain under the weight of lies, broken promises, and unpredictable behavior. Financial burdens, legal troubles, and health crises add to the chaos. But perhaps most painful is the isolation, the lonely nights when no one feels close, the silence where love once spoke loudly. Addiction turns vibrant connections into shadows, leaving everyone involved feeling lost and powerless. Yet, in this fallout, there is hope if we choose to see it. Families who unite, friends who stand firm, and communities who support recovery create lifelines of strength. Saying no to drugs means protecting not just yourself but everyone who believes in you. It means breaking cycles of pain and building bridges toward healing. When you resist drugs, you shield your loved ones from heartbreak and your community from loss. Because no one wins in addiction, not the user, not the family, not the friends. The fallout can be devastating, but with courage, love, and support, it can be overcome. Be the reason your family smiles again. Be the friend who chooses hope over harm. Say no to drugs, not just for you, but for everyone who cares. Chapter 5. The power of no. Saying no to drugs is one of the most powerful decisions you can ever make. It is the armor that protects your dreams, the shield that guards your future, and the voice that declares your self-respect. Many believe that refusing drugs is a sign of weakness or loneliness, but in truth, it takes incredible courage, strength, and self-awareness to stand firm against pressure. Peer pressure is real and can feel overwhelming, whispering lies that everyone else is doing it or that you won't belong if you refuse. But real belonging comes from staying true to yourself, from knowing your worth, and from having the courage to choose what's best for your life. Saying no builds confidence, strengthens your willpower, and sets you on a path of freedom and clarity. It is a choice repeated daily, a small word with enormous power that leads to lifelong health, happiness, and success. Each time you say no, you teach yourself and others that you are in control, that you refuse to be controlled by substances that promise false happiness. The power of no is also contagious. It inspires others to say no too, creating circles of strength and support. When you say no to drugs, you say yes to respect, love, and responsibility. You become a warrior of your own destiny, a leader who knows that true strength is not giving in but standing firm. Remember, every great journey begins with one brave step. Say no once, say no twice, and keep saying no for the rest of your life. Because saying no isn't just about refusing drugs, it's about saying yes to everything you were meant to be. Chapter 6. Choosing a better life. Choosing a life free from drugs means choosing a path filled with purpose, passion, and endless possibilities. It means saying yes to your talents, your goals, and the people who support your growth. Life offers countless ways to heal, grow, and thrive without the need for harmful substances, whether it's diving into sports, music, art, education, volunteering, or building meaningful relationships. These positive outlets fill your time and heart with fulfillment, replacing the temporary escape drugs offer with lasting joy and achievement. When you choose a better life, you are actively deciding to invest in yourself, to nurture your mind and body, and to create a future you can be proud of. Discipline and focus become your allies, guiding you toward success and away from the distractions that drugs bring. It's about surrounding yourself with people who uplift and challenge you, not those who pull you down. The beauty of choosing a better life is that it's always within your reach, no matter where you start. Every new habit you build, every positive choice you make, strengthens your resilience and pushes you closer to your dreams. Life without drugs is not just possible, it's vibrant, meaningful, and filled with hope. It's a life where you wake up excited for the day, confident in your choices, and proud of who you are becoming. So choose that life. Choose to believe in your potential. Choose to fight for your happiness. Because you deserve nothing less than the best version of yourself. Chapter 7. From pain to progress. Life is full of challenges and everyone faces pain at some point, whether it's loss, failure, disappointment, or hardship. But how we respond to pain defines who we become. Drugs may seem like a way to escape that pain, to numb the hurt, or to forget difficult memories, but they only deepen the wounds and delay real healing. True progress comes from confronting pain with courage, learning from it, and using it as fuel to grow stronger. Turning pain into progress means finding healthy ways to cope, talking to someone you trust, engaging in creative expression, focusing on goals, or seeking professional help when needed. It means understanding that setbacks are not the end, but stepping stones on the road to success. There are countless stories of people who have faced their darkest moments without turning to drugs, who have risen above addiction and transformed their lives through willpower, support, and self-love. Recovery is a journey, often difficult and long, but filled with hope and renewal. By choosing to face your pain instead of hiding from it, you reclaim control over your life and open the door to healing. Pain can either break you or make you. The choice is yours. With every small step forward, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than your struggles and that your past does not define your future. Say no to drugs and say yes to progress, because your pain can be the beginning of your greatest transformation. Chapter 8: Becoming a Leader Against Drugs. Becoming a leader against drugs means stepping up to be a beacon of hope and strength in your community, school, and circle of friends. It's about using your voice and actions to inspire others to choose health, courage, and freedom over addiction and despair. Leaders don't have to be famous or hold titles. They are anyone who refuses to stay silent in the face of a problem, who chooses to educate, support, and uplift those around them. By sharing your story, standing firm in your values, and encouraging others to say no, you create ripples of change that spread far beyond yourself. Leadership against drugs also means organizing awareness campaigns, participating in support groups, and fostering environments where people feel safe to ask for help. True leaders show empathy, patience, and understanding, knowing that recovery is a journey and that everyone deserves a second chance. When you become a leader, you not only protect yourself but help build a stronger, healthier community where dreams can flourish free from the shadows of addiction. Your courage can save lives, your example can inspire generations, and your commitment can create a future where drugs lose their power. So rise up, speak out, and lead with heart, because the world needs more leaders who say no to drugs and yes to life. Chapter 9: Faith, Values, and Inner Strength. Faith, whether in a higher power, in yourself, or in the goodness of life, along with strong personal values, forms the foundation of unshakable inner strength that helps you say no to drugs even when the world around you tries to pull you down. These guiding principles remind you of your worth, your purpose, and the long-term vision you hold for your life. When you build your character on honesty, respect, responsibility, and love, you create a moral compass that directs you away from harmful choices. Faith offers hope in dark times and comfort in moments of struggle, providing the courage to resist temptations and to forgive yourself when mistakes happen. Inner strength is not about never falling, but about rising every time you do, learning from challenges, and holding fast to what you believe in. It empowers you to stand firm against peer pressure, societal influences, and even your own doubts. Your values anchor you in identity and purpose, reminding you that you deserve a life filled with dignity and joy, not destruction. When you nurture faith and uphold your values, you become a light for others, showing that true strength comes from within and that a drug-free life is a life of meaning, hope, and freedom. Conclusion: saying no to drugs is more than a choice. It is a powerful commitment to yourself, your loved ones, and your future. It is the first step on a journey toward freedom, health, and happiness. Every day you choose to stay drug-free, you reclaim control over your life, protect your dreams, and honor the people who believe in you. The road may not always be easy. There will be challenges, pressures, and moments of doubt, but your strength, courage, and determination will carry you through. Remember that saying no is a declaration of self-respect and an act of love toward yourself and those around you. By refusing drugs, you open doors to endless opportunities and create a ripple effect of hope and positive change in your community. Your life matters, your story matters, and your choices shape the world. Stand tall, stay strong, and continue to say no to drugs, not just once, but every day in every moment. Because in saying no, you say yes to everything that makes life beautiful, meaningful, and worth living.